Right, so not too long ago, as you can see, 11:02 a.m. specific standard time for me, ink limits increasing. This was an announcement that was just made for everyone. Ink limits increasing. We've increased the maximum ink limits allowed in rooms, and you'll see this reflected as additional overhead in your ink bar. Increased ink limits give you a bit more flexibility to add content to your rooms and potentially make your experiences a tad more complex and engaging. We hope you find this change useful and continue to enjoy creating within the Recroom community. As always, we appreciate your feedback and can't wait to see what you'll build with these expanded ink limits. Have a great time crafting and sharing your worlds. So as you can see, inks has been increased. I'm currently at an empty version of my dorm right now, and you'll see why in a second. So 0.01% ink. Now let me just spawn in the shirt printer dorm. So let's view in store, spawn it in, and as you can see, it's only taking up 63.75 ink. Now let me delete all the stuff that is not really needed to print when it comes to this printer. So let me just delete it real quick. All right, so there we go. That's how it usually should look like when you're going to print something, whether it has string variable or list create. I'm just missing the list create right there, but it's not needed. It literally takes up like little to no ink. So yeah, all this stuff, 61.93% ink. Now let's delete the markers because we're going to be using custom colors, I guess you could say. And with all the markers gone, boom, 1.03% ink for the printer alone. No markers because we're going to be spawning in our own custom markers for the custom colors. So here we go, 80 shirt recolorable, spawn it in, and boom. Now it's taking up 74.75%. So there's a lot more ink left over. Now the last thing we need is the canvas because I'm trying to prove a point here with the canvas thing. Boom, there we go. So now you can use 80 markers on canvases. You don't need to do 75 anymore. You can use 80 markers. So that's an extra 5 markers, which doesn't seem a lot, but trust me, it is. The total amount of ink that's taken up is 79.29, which is with the canvas printer module, with the 80 custom colors, and with the reduced printing, but with the string variable and list create option still available. So as you can see, there's a lot of ink to work with now when it comes to printing. If you haven't checked the Recroom printing Discord, here it is. This is the general right now today at 1:21 in the morning. Don't know if anyone's mentioned it yet. With the new ink changes in dorm room, there's room for more markers, specifically around 107 to 110 max markers, including the clamp and the zone. That's 30 markers that you can use now with shirts. I'm not sure about canvases. Maybe 110, maybe that's for shirts, and 107 is for canvases now. Well, potentially, if someone decides to update the markers, I'm not smart enough to do that. Like, I was literally testing it out when I first seen it. I was like, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was like trying to see how many of these I can clone, how many more markers you can get before it fills up. So as you can see, boom, 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 boom. There's room for a lot more markers now. So yeah, we're barely at 89.18. So there's still 10% more room for markers and all that good stuff. So yeah, now you don't even need to struggle with the guide anymore. Like in my previous guide, the updated one, I was telling you to delete certain stuff and delete this stuff. Of course, you do need to delete the markers if you want to use custom colors, but you don't need to delete the whole board, like the extra stuff there. You can completely leave this up if you want to, but of course, delete it if you want, but it's just going to be there for no reason. The two-part printing, you don't need to delete that one extra marker anymore for the shirts, I believe it was. So you can use 80 shirt markers instead of 79. All that stuff that you had to delete previous. I mean, of course, if you're using the board alignments, you'll of course have to delete the start button, I think, maybe, for it to still work. Maybe you don't. Hold on, let me test it out right now. So here we go. Board visual v2 has now been spawned in. So let me see, press start. It should work as normal, right? Because okay, obviously it didn't work because I don't have anything wired up yet. I'm assuming it's gonna work either way. You don't have to use the event receiver testing anymore. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming the start button still works because it obviously started it, but it didn't work because there's nothing inputted into the shirt printer stuff. There's no data or anything to go with, and obviously the image width and height isn't correct. Yeah, I just wanted to make this quick updated video. You can use 80 markers on the canvases, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, why wouldn't you be able to, right? It's completely the same. You just have to change it up in color compiler now. You just have to compile your colors, choose the canvas you want, 80 now to, or whatever you want to use, and boom, there you go. You're ready to go. 80 markers, and you spawn in the 80 shirt recolorable, even though it says shirt. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same wiring and concept as the canvas recolorables. So yeah, if anyone wants to test that out right now, obviously I'm not going to because I don't have anything to print right now. But yeah, don't take my word though. Maybe I'm just yapping and maybe it doesn't work. Maybe 80 colors don't work with canvas too. I don't know. But I'm just saying this right now. The potential, it could potentially work because of how much ink we have free now. We have so much more ink for printing. It's just up to the people in the Recroom printing community to update if they want to. Of course, if they decide to, they don't have to, you know. It's not their job to keep us updated on anything. So yeah, once again, it's always nice to have more ink, not just for printing, but for just creating in general. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to bring this up because this could be a potentially huge change for printing. I think I will stick to 80 markers as 100 would just take a whole day or more to print for me anyways. I'm sorry, but a whole and it might be worth it. A lot of time for me anyway. There's like one color, the color compiler doesn't detect, and then I have to dither. Sometimes dithering doesn't cover at either. So yeah, maybe this could potentially change a lot when it comes to printing. I don't know. I'm just trying to get this information out to y'all, letting y'all know about the whole ink limits increasing. This could potentially change Recroom printing, custom colors, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time.